Today I'm checking out two coffee shops on the municipal administrative section of the city of Khon Kaen, technically within the old town, just on the north side of it. While walking to the place, I passed this site. You're looking at the old Khon Kaen bus terminal, one of the two old bus terminals. This was a huge place, and it was actually very vibrant. It's next to the city center municipal offices, servicing such things as education, power, transport, you name it. And until 2017, it was operational, despite the new bus terminal having opened just 3 years previous. You see, for 3 years, both terminals were operational, allowing for dozens and dozens of vendors to earn a living here. Many of the vendors were working class and poor residents that lived along the train tracks just west of here, and they could walk to and from work in minutes, really. There are so many schools around this area that I honestly can't remember them all, though I have only been here for about a month. Students used to take the bus terminal from here, being that they were so close to it. They were all within walking distance because there's so many schools around, and they would just go to whatever outlying towns that they lived in via bus. Now, that's not really possible because they're going to Terminal 3 and they're having to take songtals from Terminal 3 into the city and then to their schools. According to the Isan record, and this is where I'm getting my information from, by the way, the operations manager at the new terminal said there were, as of 2017, 13 songtals operating to and from Terminal 3 into the city center, and that all the vendors that were at the older terminal could actually apply for operations in the new terminal. I don't think this is a viable option, though, for those workers who walked from the old terminal back to their houses, which was just like a hop and a skip away. Now they're having to go like 8 kilometers to do the very same thing. For those of you who don't know what a songtal is, it's basically a pickup truck whose bed has been fitted with a cover and benches on both sides. This allows passengers to hop on and off these routes that the songtals go on. Very cheap, very convenient, and definitely very no-can-do in the United States. In addition to songtals, I see lots and lots of tuk-tuks in the area. The difference between the tuk-tuks that I'm seeing here in Khon Kaen and what I see in Khon Kaen or Bangkok is that in Bangkok, the songtals are primarily used by tourists as a novelty thing, whereas in Khon Kaen, it's actually a basic mode of transportation for lots of the citizens in Khon Kaen still. And where I can, I like to support local businesses, so I found a restaurant that didn't have a lot of customers. As a matter of fact, I was the only customer in there for the first 15 minutes that I was in there, and ordered a nam tok nua, which is a spiced beef salad. But she sensed that I was foreign. I kind of am. And in her eyes, like spicing it up the way that I like it, the way it should be spiced, was going to kill me. So she gave me kind of a bland, watered down version of it. I'm sure what she serves the locals tastes a lot better, though. So just north of the bus terminal are the two cafes that I actually visited. Now, I'm going to go in reverse order because of the distance. The first cafe that you're going to see is the SNIM cafe, but that's actually the second one that I visited that day. The SNIM cafe, the reason why I'm doing that is because it's right there at the corner of the old bus terminal. As a matter of fact, if you're sitting inside the cafe, one of the windows looks out onto the bus terminal itself. So I decided to show that one first. It's also, of the two cafes, the one that I was least comfortable in. I really like the aesthetic of the cafe. It's one of those cool, hip, vibey cafes that just has a very urban feel to it. It looks like it belongs in a much, much bigger city than Khon Kaen. It would be perfectly comfortable in, say, Silom Road or Sathorn or Sukhumvit Road. It's just got that kind of a vibe to it. It's very young, very hip. I'm neither young nor am I hip, so I didn't really belong in that cafe, even though I did appreciate the aesthetics. It also played Western music when I walked in there, some really depressing mumble rap nonsense was playing on the radio or on their sound system. And yeah, I wasn't into it, but the coffee was really good. And if you're young, if you're hip, if you're into that kind of thing, you're going to like the SNIM Cafe. It just wasn't my thing. The second cafe that you're going to see was the first one that I went to, and that one is the Cafe de Forest. That one's really nice. It reminds me a lot of the Hidden Cafe, which I did another video on. I do prefer the Hidden Cafe just because of the feel of the Hidden Cafe, plus the indoor location at the Hidden Cafe just had a much more relaxed feel to it. It felt like you were sitting inside the Jim Thompson house, only it was air conditioned. Whereas this cafe has a much more corporate feel, even though I believe it's a mom and pop shop cafe. Either way, like I've said before, Khon Kaen has an embarrassment of riches when it comes to cafes. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys.